plan in retrospect because fate points are a thing.
Hmm?
Holder is okay with this plan. Holder cannot think of better plan.
All right, then I guess that's the plan.
Okay, so the sacrifice of the rhino to ensure the destruction of the support strut.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we'll keep a skeleton crew to be in the rhino and load up everything, make sure the charges are good, and then we'll teleport them out, set it on a timer, boom, and then teleport everybody else out as we can. Hopefully they don't get tracked down or something like that, which is the possibility, but that's also part of the reason why I think Romeo and Hodor are staying on the actual first teleportation crew, because red shirts. I don't want to lose red shirts, but also red shirts.
I have a bunch of mutants as well with us. I have 16 Tox Blood mutants.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to lose them, but also if we lose them, we'll make sure their families get something.
Better make sure they die and not let the feds know who they're working for.
In a few hours, it's not going to matter anyway.
They might be curious about who did this later.
Yeah, because they're not at the palace. They're on a planet that can still send waves out.
Yeah, but through the warp, they don't have an armada.
But they can talk to certain groups that will get on our asses.
For stealing the palace of a secessionist, I think we're fine.
Nobody knows that we're part of what Robin's crew.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
though.
true.
If they kill people instead of interrogating them.
Yeah, I guess before they leave, we just tell them that they're all terrorists.
Or we command them. We send the Tox Blood mutants at them, and we command them to slit their own throats if they're about to get taken.
I would like to make one point. We're literally going in space with a entire palace full of important people. They're gonna know it's us.
Yeah, and also I'm like half baking a plan already about how we can take that one Inquisition member who's bad at his job and blackmail him into making this an officially sanctioned Inquisition mission that he never told anybody about.
That's probably better than trying to sell him off to a faction of the Inquisition. Maybe.
I mean, best case scenario, we have a deal on the inside of the Inquisition if he does information, right?
And you can get goods from him. Might have something decent.
As long as we have something tangible against him.
I mean, he was planning on joining a secessionist. That the
yeah, but
Inquisition
then
will do
the Inquisition is our word versus his.
I don't think he has great standing. I don't think he has great standing, and also we have Vox recordings.
That's what I'm saying. As long as we have Vox recordings or some kind of thing.
Oh yeah, we have the servitors, and servitors are immune to hallucinogens, so they're not going to blow up if the captain makes them detonate their payloads.
You mean servo skulls?
Yes, servo skulls. My bad, servo skulls. But yeah, no, we've got records. We've got the governor on record saying he's going to secede, and the dude was there, and he wasn't here on Inquisition missions.
Did he say that?
I don't think we've actually talked to him, but it'd be cool if you could get that dirt on him. That'd be cool.
You briefly spoke to him, but I don't think he explicitly said that he was going to secede during a brief conversation.
No, he didn't. They don't have on record that he was going to do that.
It's not the first thing you say to people.
Nah. But I mean, basically, once we once we leave this place, we've got a room full of very important people, and we can sell their freedoms back to them or sell the good names of their houses off to their families. Because if we kill the people before we put them into the Inquisition and dump them in space, then their good names are fine.
We need to make off with the pandas first.
Don't sell your nobles before they're surrounded by vacuum.
Don't sell your nobles before they're in the warp. All right. Yeah, but even if so, Rhino explosions are the best plan we got, and hopefully nothing goes terribly wrong with getting the people back.
Alright, 1 second then.
Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna say before we do this whole plan that we're gonna tell people explicitly, like, if people are coming after you, hold out, and we'll do our best to try to teleport you guys out as fast as we can.
Alright, so you send off as many people as you can, load up the Rhino with all of the detonatable compounds you have on hand that you can, get everyone teleported out at the detonation site, and detonate the Rhino at the support strut. Am I following the sequence of events correctly?
Correct. We're also telling our people when they leave that if they get followed or they think they're going to get apprehended by the police, just hold out and send out signals, and we'll try to teleport them up as soon as we can. But hopefully none of that happens, and we can just teleport them all out or teleport them all off planet. Eventually, like as we can.
Right. Okay, well, you certainly, given the nature of the plan, there is nothing that the Arbites appear to suspect up to the detonation in and of itself. So you guys are... You said you were staying with the team that was going to be teleported away from the detonation site itself, correct?
Yeah, Romeo and Horde are going to be teleported up with the skeleton crew at the end.
Right.
Also, we obviously tell people inside of the party about what's happening and how we're pretty much going to make a real big explosion. So maybe lockdowns. I don't know. Get ready for shit to hit the fan.
Alright, well, at the very least, from the perspective of those of you who are at the first extraction team with the teleporter, you are zipped away just fine. Just before the large explosion of a munition-laden Rhino tank at the more or less half-cut support strut for the Palace. And all of you who are inside the Palace, roll awareness. So you have it.
Oh, also, I'm assuming that we're going to be keeping track of comm signals that we can for the armistice.
For your men who had to scatter but weren't part of the initial beam-up team?
Yeah, just to make sure that they're not like tagging them down or finding them out or something like that.
I feel the earth move through my blingy foot.
That foot is blingy as shit. One from Gaius as well. Is that a success on Thaddeus? I don't know what Thaddeus' perception is.
Not that high.
Not that high?
No.
Okay, yeah. This one is not visual based, so Prey Sense would not apply. Although I don't know if he has.
Oh, I wouldn't need. That would. I got high consensus for my eyes, so that is still relevant.
That's right, you did.
Hey.
Okay,
Damn
yeah,
it.
Gaius.
We could have used that for something better.
Definitely
Thunder.
detects all of the things, according to that 4.
I can taste colors.
Did everything just taste purple for a second?
There's no
Let's do the
time
quick.
travel involved here. This time.
Saving that for when we get out into the warp, right?
That is generally the leading cause of time travel.
Everything tastes plaid in the warp.
I was going to dispute that, but no, I can't dispute that.
You don't know. I know, man.
I was going to say that only applies to when you're going really, really fast, but that is explicitly what the warp is for.
Warp is ludicrous speed. Literally ludicrous.
Yes, so all of you who are in the palace, with the exception of Thaddeus, are able to detect the shuddering of the floor as the last support strut is blown. And the palace slides down, well, in the grand scheme of things, percentage-wise, only a small number of, small unit of distance compared to its original height. But it slides down possibly a kilometer or two as it buckles down into the support struts before it's able to catch itself through friction alone. And secondary struts, which you guys were not particularly concerned about.
So is this a, oh shit, grab something sturdy?
No, that is why it required a check to begin with.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure at some point you just hit the ceiling. You don't notice. That's how elevators work. Right?
I assume
you're
that
technically in
the
free
thing was just
fall.
for the start of the movement to be able to like immediately grab hold of something.
Vault it down, preferably.
This is to recognize the fact that, yeah, the support beams are cut.
Alright, hallucinogenic time.
Well, I think at this point then we have exhausted our time to deal with her in any slow way.
Yeah, the mistress herself does glance back at the rest of you. What was that? Are we under attack?
I'm not sure. It would have to be significant that we would notice it.
Yes, it would. Wouldn't it? Thaddeus, of course, has no idea what's going on.
I'm just a dumb guard, what did I know?
I think at this point, she probably knows you're not, considering she's been talking shit about the governor this entire time.
Maybe true.
And I believe you had fairly successfully communicated across your microbead Vox transmissions that you were not planning to do the ambush. To communicate the Schwarzwald, that is.
Yeah, I thought he was coming.
Yeah. So yes, and Schwarzfall does stumble back into the hall where you are. Oh my god, okay. Long story short, the chicken man knows parkour. I wasn't able to catch him.
I say.
Sure you'll get him next time.
Bet I'll get him next time. I promise developing a chicken man catching stun gun versus big stun net, tuned specifically to chicken man.
I think a net is probably your better option.
Of course it is. I need to interrogate the chicken man. I need to ask him about his existence and the nature of glitter. Oh, right. Long story short, chicken man invented glitter. It's a long story.
And we've only heard the short. In any case, it appears that something is going on.
Oh, right. When the floor rocked a few minutes ago. That was just really, really drunk. What's going on? Are we dead? Is this all just a memory of the lives we had before? Tragically being repeated in a never-ending loop that we can't escape?
Zennith, like, looks down. I don't have a bottle of wine in my hand, so I don't think that's the case.
Can you think of anything more tragic than not having a bottle of wine in your hand?
Only an empty one.
That's true. You beat me. Defeated on that point.
Well, we should remedy this nightmare.
Really should.
And by the remedy of this nightmare, do you refer to explaining to me what devil is occurring here? Or do you simply intend to get more party favors for your three-eyed companion?
Actually, I was pondering getting some party favors myself.
Not party favors, lifeblood.
Hey, if the party's so jumping down there that the earth is moving for everyone and not just whoever it was, I want to get in on that.
It's always best to follow the white rabbit down the hole. Didn't you have a performance to do later, Lady Lord Captain?
I did, and I would hate to disappoint.
Really, you're some manner of entertainer in addition to being a washed-up dynasty lord? Lady, apologies.
Oh, it's always been a delight to me to put smiles on faces. Indeed, you should have your people contact my people, and we'll see what sort of deals we can establish.
Oh, I certainly shall. You'll be hearing from the people of iniquity all too soon.
And with that, start making our way apparently back towards the party.
Alright, Mistress Tam breaks off for the time being. She doesn't head towards anything important that you recognize. But certainly doesn't head back towards the party.
Well, as long as she's away from us.
We should microbeat our guys with the governor and just have them go down to the reservoir and keep a watch on him there with everybody else. Tie him up.
Yeah, just tell them to meet us there, and once we've gotten a few corridors away and are reasonably sure that we aren't being followed, start heading for the reservoir ourselves.
Okay, so popping off towards the reservoir. And at least,
Yep.
Romeo and Hodor are back aboard the ship. Recently scooped back into the sparking teleportarium amidst the flash of warp fire. Okay, so
Now it's time to watch fireworks and see gigantic palace lifted up off ground. Hopefully air combat. Holder wants to jump out of flying fighter and punch other fighter right in fighter's face.
Cockpit, just saying.
alright, and yeah, so it's without any significant incident that you are able to make it to the reservoir. You encounter guards running to and fro, but none of them seem to acknowledge you as being particularly important. They just seem to be on the way to business that they seem to consider very, very urgent.
Would any of our people that had like boxes or anything like that from guards be able to know what's going on with them?
Basically, they seem to be aware of the state of the severed support beams, most notably because of the explosion on the last one. So they're manifestations, more or less.
Well, that's a good place for them to be. So we shall, of course, have our men on the inside let our whole little procession into the reservoir.
Yep, which you're more than capable of doing. So the doors fly open. You are greeted with the rippling watery patterns on the ceiling and walls of the reservoir, and the massive thrumming machine of a more or less functional warp drive.
Excellent.
A mixture of the pleasant, peaceful, kind of soothing view of rippling water projected onto a ceiling, and a literal gateway to hell that you have built inside of it.
Love the dichotomy. Okay, so let us get this show on the road. I'm going to command the skulls I left in the ballroom to begin their show.
Alright, so hallucinogenic gases begin seeping out through, the entirety of your distinguished crowd of, the governor's distinguished crowd of guests. Though you are not personally witness to this, there is a rather high alert that begins sounding throughout the entire palace not too soon after.
We totally need to get the recordings from the Servo Skulls back because I'm going to cut that together into a music video.
Yeah, Zennith's just kind of humming a little tune to herself and spinning around. Pleasantly enjoying this part.
I assume you're gonna make a dubstep, and then right before all the hallucinogens explode off of them, that's right when the beat drops.
Perfect.
Be dropped to death. No, base drop to death. Sorry.
Turned up to death.
Echo effect. Like drop the crowd.
Exactly.
Sorry, that's a bad video. It's this one that's the good one. There you go.
I'm coming to my computer now, but is it that faith healer to let the bodies hit the floor?
No, it's the SNL thing. The base drop one.
Okay. So the palace is in an absolute panic. It has gone into chemical lockdown due to the release of hallucinogenic gases throughout the entire party chamber. The support struts are cut. And the warp drive and Geller field are in place. And so the heavy lifters begin to descend from all of the, well, from both the Zenith and the Bastard. Although to nobody's great surprise, the heavy lifters are met by an approaching procession of planetary defense fighters. Not immediately, but as they latch onto the palace, begin to try and drag it upwards.
I guess we need to intercept.
Interception is the name of this particular game.
Can we get the Inception bass drop right now? That boom.
Yes, I will approve that. Yes, so obviously, Romeo has a fighter escort with the heavy lifters,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
which is, of course, why he was beamed up as part of the plan in the first place.
Yep. Quick question. How is the rest of our maintenance crew doing? Are they on board yet?
Define rest of the maintenance crew.
The guys that we took down with us on planet side.
Oh, yes. The guys who came up with you in the teleport that you were in, yes, they're on board. The rest
The
of
other-
them, not as of yet.
Okay. I'm asking this because we're probably gonna have to put Hodor's dreams on hold then. Sorry, Hodor.
Which dreams? Hodor has a lot of
Jumping out of a ship to punch another ship. This was a horror dream that might have happened, but we need the teleporter, and there's no way to make him not die by jumping out of a ship without the teleporter.
Okay, and those of you who are still inside the palace, you are at least aware of what's going on as far as the plan is concerned. Heavy lifters are descending to drag the palace up into space. You are sitting next to the porthole to hell, and hoping that the work that you did in the incredibly ostentatious vault will successfully avoid having your souls ripped out through said porthole to hell.
Strongly hopeful.
Is there any activity of note?
No, not yet.
I'm
Not for me.
keeping an eye on the governor to make sure he doesn't do anything.
As far as I know, you'd left the governor back in that guest room.
No, we
No, we
had
had
the people
the
bring
guards
him.
we left with them retrieve him.
Oh, right, yes.
Keep him tied up in the corner.
But alright, so as far as you and the vault are concerned, everything, or not the vault, you're in the reservoir. As far as you and the reservoir are concerned, everything is probably going according to plan. And Romeo is descending with his escort forces onto the palace, trying to ensure that the heavy lifters are able to attach themselves and lift that motherfucker into orbit.
Yep.
And brushing up on air combat would have been wise before this point, though I did not do that.
It works more or less the exact same as ship combat.
Right.
There's a few other things you can do, like ram people, but otherwise, yeah.
Right. But yes, long story short, Romeo is basically leading a wing of the defense fighters from the gun cutter.
Mm-hmm.
And you are being set upon by the Planetary Defense Forces fighters. Pretty much they have comparable fighters to your own, save the gun cutter.
Got it.
Last my time constraints this week, didn't have time to make appropriate tokens for this.
If the
What were we gonna say?
nothing.
Oh yeah. Oh, come on, crazy slow search function. There we go. Oh no, well, okay, that's not remotely helpful. One second.
Oh
Alright,
man.
Hmm?
Here's a relevant question. Can
Mhm.
we bring the Zenith in close enough planet side to have its turrets help at all?
No.
Okay.
So, will I be able to jump out of a plane?
Probably not, because we need to use the teleporter to get back our crew that's still on planet side.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to be teleported. I want to go on like a fighter, jump off
Yeah, but
one of the.
how are you
you
gonna get back?
Um. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, that's the problem. Also, we might be known terrorists now, so I don't even know you could. I don't even know if you could lay low.
Slim possibility.
Also, considering that you're a Hodor, so you look like a super mutant.
He's not
What I'm trying to
remotely
say is you're
trained.
easy to see and easy to find.
Yeah, yeah. But Hodor could take on a whole planetary defense force.
No,
Hodor. 1v army. Hodor wins.
I mean, here's a question: If we break you in half, does it make 2 Hodors? Because then you'd win every time.
I don't think he has the necessary mutations for that.
That would be nice, though. That'd be awesome.
Is that a thing that can happen? Because that's amazing.
I'm not sure. That is
I was trying to make.
that is the logical conclusion of the special regeneration mutation, I suppose.
I was trying to make a reference to Marine versus Stick. If you break the stick in half, there's 2 sticks. Marine loses every time.
Okay, and is Zennith specifically paralyzing the governor, or just relying on him being restrained? Not that that's necessarily good or bad one way or the other.
At the moment, just relying on him being restrained as far as I knew.
I mean, it could. She has nothing better to do waiting around other than humming to herself and just dancing around as shit's going on around them.
Right, okay. He doesn't. Well, you're not sure how aware he is or isn't of what's actually going on, but one way or another, he definitely does seem very pissed. He is conscious and very pissed.
So the usual then.
Seems about the right reaction.
Oh, you should have seen the shit in his vault, Alex.
There was a fair bit of that. Although you technically do have access to the vault. Well, okay, you will have access to the vault anytime you wish, very soon.
Yeah, I can't wait to take all those things.
Hodor just wants. I don't know if there's anything the Vault Holder even would want.
I want a new Rhino.
I don't think there's a new Rhino in the vault.
I wonder if there's like a better Power Fist or Body Shield.
There's definitely a lot of valuable shit that can get you profit factor in there. Well, valuable shit and people.
Yeah, people's a big one.
Well, there were some people specifically imprisoned in the vault.
Really?
In addition to, the people you can voluntarily take as hostages.
And people, air quotation marks, because there was a creepy robot skeleton prancing around, like just walking back and forth. Pacing.
Oh, he's a Necron. Right?
Some guy who
Robot
really liked
skeleton.
looking in a mirror.
Robot skeleton probably means Necron.
Who knows? There might actually be some chaos tainted shit in there, or he might have some sort of chaos villain, just permanently, and like a nemesis just imprisoned.
Well, I mean,
I'm thinking the Collector from Marvel.
Yeah, that was my first instinct too. But yeah, he had like a guy staring at a mirror the entire time.
There's a bunch of creepy shit in there.
I mean, the fun part about the party is that whoever doesn't kill each other, we can possibly blackmail and or extort at the end of this. And if not them,
please
then
let there
maybe,
be Howard the Duck somewhere in there.
Maybe if not them, then maybe their families. Like, I'm assuming that a noble house wouldn't want one of their possible, important members to maybe possibly wanted to have secede or let that information get out, in which case we can conveniently make that not go out into the public sphere.
Yay, political death camps.
It's a thing.
Hodor thinks Hodor would like to see shipboard fighting pits, where Hodor is champion and everybody must fight Hodor.
Maybe we can do that after, but anyone that we have dossiers on, probably best off giving to the Empire. Anyone with a record.
I doubt at least several of them will be much of a challenge to Hodor. He would be One Punch Man in that circumstance.
I'm gonna look for a gif of One Punch Man right now.
Yeah, there isn't much in the universe like that's humanoid that could withstand one punch from Hodor.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say One Punch Man.
No. Well,
Yeah.
Hodor is pretty much one punch man because he kills everything in one punch.
There are things that
One
could,
punch,
but they're
Hodor.
terrifying.
Yeah, but like nothing that's vaguely like nothing regular. I mean, like it could probably even kill a Space Marine in one hit.
I would have to check. It's possible. I'm not discounting that.
Well, it does a minimum of what is it? I think minimum of 22 damage with 9 pen.
I can't recall what Space Marine armor ratings are or what their toughness is. Because as toughness will be relevant. Since nothing on that bypasses toughness bonus for damage resistance.
There's a One Punch Man gif for reference.
Okay, so essentially we are boiling down the air combat to one ship versus one ship, although it is representative of a squadron versus a squadron, essentially.
Cool.
So we have the mighty Romeo.
Hopefully mighty.
Relatively mighty Romeo. Okay, I guess the gun cutter is relatively slow compared to the basic Imperial Interceptor craft. And I suppose at this point, anyone could theoretically be transported anywhere they needed to be.
All right, Hodor is going to do this the work drill crew, whatever. Shit.
With the what?
Put your backs into it.
No, this is just the cutter. Like this is just like 4 dudes in a small ship. This isn't.
Oh, I thought it was like ship combat.
No, Starship is not big. Oh, it is ship combat, but it's not Starship combat. It's just.
Oh.
Cutters.
I don't know. I don't know like what I would even be useful for on the cutter.
Probably nothing.
Yeah,
If you had good ballistics, you could fire, but then you need good ballistics.
I don't have bad ballistics.
Yeah. What's the speed on the Imperial fighters?
20 AU tactical speed.
Oh, yeah, they're a lot faster. I'm only 14.
Since this obviously would be a tactical speed situation as opposed to a space combat speed situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, roll your initiative to see which one of you is going first. And meanwhile, those of you inside the reservoir can hear the shrieks and gunfire, well, last gunfire, of the palace beginning to descend into, we're not exactly sure what, horrible barbarism, anarchy,
Cannibalism.
or just good old-fashioned imperial peacekeeping.
I'm assuming that paranoia counts in this initiative roll, right?
Yes. Okay, yeah, it looks like Romeo is able to go first. Rather crudely set up, but the enemy fighter wing is marked with the red dot on the map at the moment, and Guncutter's position, along with its wing, is marked, well, just marked by the Guncutter token there. Oh, hold on one moment. Forgot to give you control. There we go. And there we are. Control of that Guncutter token. And so your first turn of the air combat, which should not take too terribly long.
Yep. Okay. All right. So this is happening.
This is happening. They are essentially rushing in, trying to shoot down the heavy lifters that are trying to lift out the palace. You are trying to stop them from stopping you.
5, 6, 7.
And I'll bear it back real quick. Give you time to do some working things out.
All right.
Do the thing. Win the points, and by points I mean kill them all. Did anyone bring cards for poker? Maybe Cat's Cradle? I'm sure someone has shoelaces, right?
Okay. That's my first movement, and then I'm going to do attack once Eric is back. Apparently, fighters can turn 45 degrees for every 4 air units they go. I don't know if that means they have to do it at the beginning or at the end, but apparently this is legal.
They're called fingers, but I've never seen them fing.
Okay, sorry about that. Had to grab a plate of food.
It's cool. So I move 14 air units, and I end up lining myself up like this. During my movement, I'm going to jink. So I make a challenging pallet test, so +0, and for every degree of success, I impose a -10 on all shots coming into me.
Okay, make it happen.
Boop. That's, but because of being a Void Master, I get to reroll it. God damn. All right, cool. Well, 0 successes. That sucks. Anything happen on failures? No. Okay. Well, I guess I just don't get a bonus to not being shot. Then I'm going to shoot him.
Okay, make it happen.
Okay. Oh, god damn it. I don't hit him.
Long story short, you don't hit him.
No, you get +20 for automatic fire, but you get a -20 whenever you fire on anything in combat, so it basically makes it +0 aside from other modifiers.
Hmm.
The dice hate me today.
The dice seem to hate everybody today.
I did okay, but I haven't rolled much.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing some rolling for NPCs as well, and they have not been turning out well either.
Let's just blame the Luna. Yeah, so I that's what I did. I turned. A thing to know. I think one of the key differences between fighters and starships is a fighter can make a 45-degree turn every 4 squares it goes.
Okay, that is good.
Yeah, it's a thing it can do.
I recall reading that, but had not recalled it at this moment.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I think you have to do. I think you can make a 45-degree every 4 you go. So if you want to make like a looper, you have to go 4 turn, 4 turn, 4 turn, unless you're going to make a pilot check.
Right, if you did the Immelman turn.
Yeah, if you did an element turn, or you could just do a tight turn.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, you can on a success in each additional degree of success, you can move 1 less AU before making a 45-degree turn.
Yeah, they successfully make an Immelman turn.
Okay, cool.
They got a 1.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they did it. Yeah.
Okay, so seeing the state of the cutter, let's see what we're doing. And you could potentially have anybody on board the cutter that you wanted at this point.
Yeah, I've just got my standard crew pretty much. Unless, I don't know, if Thaddeus is available, I'd take Thaddeus for ballistics checks. If I can get him. But other than that, yeah, normal crew is just as good as anybody else.
Do I need to be anywhere specific otherwise?
Well, I guess it would depend on whether you could have gotten from Lockdown Palace to there.
True.
You have a teleporter, of course you could have.
Yeah, teleporters.
Does it not interfere with it at all?
Hmm?
Is it not being interfered with, I guess, then?
Theoretically, not until you're in orbit. Once you're in orbit and you have the Geller field online, yeah, that could cause some problems with your teleporter, getting people in and out of the palace.
I want to stay in the palace.
Want to stay in the palace just in case?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's see what is Holy shit. Yeah, okay. Let's see what is happening with the crap that is getting fired at the gun cutter. Spoiler alert, it's a shitload of things being fired at the gun cutter.
I mean, it's got 40 armor from the front, so
But this is guns that are on an equivalent level craft being fired at it.
yeah, I know. I think the cutter has heavier guns than the fighters, but I could be wrong.
The fighters are specifically designed for killing other flying things. Although how well they are or aren't capable of taking down the cutter, I'm not sure. I haven't compared stats exactly. Holy crap. Wow, they're getting terrible rolls. Just absolutely abysmal.
Can only be a good thing.
Good lord. Highest he's gotten so far is a 79. Okay.
What rolls are they doing?
Uh,
Like 40-10 or some shit?
this is just their attack roll. This is their basic 1d100.
Oh, right.
Just to hit anything.
Yeah,
They
it's
meant
still
that.
limited. It's still limited to number of successes for hits, and then 40 is still heavy armor. Like looking at the cutter's weapons itself, it does 40 10 plus 5 pen, 40 10 plus 5 with 4 pen. So that means shooting on itself, it doesn't often break its own armor.
Right. But yeah, so the basic end result here is that one of Romeo's escort fighters is tagged by a missile.
Oh
One.
shit!
The cutter itself has a lot of fire spraying past it, las cannons, and yeah, mostly just a shit ton of las cannon fire and a few missiles spraying past in every direction. But the cutter charges right on through without taking any hits.
Oh wait, here's a thing I just learned. Can I make a dodge check for that fighter?
For that fighter?
Yeah. If I'm, or the fighter should get a dodge check.
Yeah, it should. As the guy leading the squadron, I will allow that for you to make the dodge check.
I get to reroll that because Voidmaster. It does not succeed, but it's not critical, so that sucks. I'm
Okay.
sad.
So yeah, definitively does get hit by a missile. Not necessarily dead, but definitely downed.
That sucks.
A cutter just got hit by a missile, eh?
No,
No, it
one of his
didn't.
buddies.
One of the escort fighters.
Oh, okay.
The cutter's a tank man.
If I got hit by a missile, I think it'd still be pretty hurting.
If it got hit from the front, it would have to roll over 40 damage and then have to do more than 45 structural integrity. It's got a lot of HP, and it's got good armor. I think it has the best armor of all the ships into the void. Like it's actually a tank. It's slow though.
Yeah, let's see. The most that the missiles the interceptors fire can do, they cap out at 50, 10, 15.
Cool. So they could do at most 25.
Minimum 30, 10, 15.
Okay. Cool. Got it. So minimum 5 damage, maximum 25 damage.
Sorry, minimum 23, 10, 15.
Okay. So minimum 0 damage. If I'm hit from the front. Sides and rears are different stories.
Yeah, basically, you're being escorted by the same kind of fighter.
Got it.
Since you're Imperial fighting Imperial at this point.
All right.
Yeah, make your go.
Alright, first thing I'm going to do is try to roll for a turn. A sharp turn. That succeeds, and that succeeds by a lot. What's the most I can do with tight turn? One less AU before doing a 45 turn. Okay, cool. So that means I can do a 45 turn. Boop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. Wait, I need to see if this works. Okay, still to my tactical speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somewhere off in the middle of the map. Do you mind just moving everything down real quick? Thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8. Wait. Which row was I just going? God damn it. Wish I could undo that. Okay. I was here, I think. Yeah. I can go like this. Go up 4. Turn 45. Go up 4. Turn 45. Duped. That was 1, 3. Alright. So I can go 2. And I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to jink. Okay. I can't reroll that because it's 1 degree of success. And if I succeed, I don't get the free reroll.
Okay.
So he's taking a -10 on rolls.
Okay, fantastic.
Got it.
Well, for you.
Yeah. Oh, I could have shot him. Shit. Oh well.
Okay, right now he's suffering a bit from the fact that he's too fast.
Sweet.
I at least know was an actual problem in the days of fighter combat. Still within his, you're only within his side doodles. What do we got for side doodles? We do have something for side doodles.
Side doodles.
Side doodles. Holy balls. Okay, yeah, no, that does not even come remotely close. Good lord. Okay.
Yay.
And those of you inside the palace still, there's quite a lot of banging outside the reservoir door now. Hear a few lasgun blasts.
That sounds downright unfriendly.
Why do they have to be so loud?
And there are some of the resounding thunder of interceptors battling each other in the sky around the palace. and some of the resounding quakes of heavy lifters attaching themselves to the exterior.
Oh, the banging.
Right, can we start piling stuff up against the door?
What little you have to pile.
Well, there's always casks.
Yeah, you do have casks.
We got a lot of guys anyway to shoot people. Oh, enough.
Yeah, I'd say we've definitely gotten to the point where I'm okay with the shooting starting.
They can only come in if they brought drinks.
Okay, so instead of barricading the door, why don't we start setting up the casks as cover for our guys? So they'll come through the door and we'll already be all set up.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
Probably want to make them a barrier for the drive, first and foremost. Don't touch the merchandise.
And I suppose an important question, is Hodor suddenly there?
Could I have been teleported in?
Yeah, that is what I am wondering.
Yeah, sure. My
You're
job.
not going to get to jump out of a plane.
Yeah. Hodor is disappointed, but maybe he gets to punish somebody today.
Okay, yeah, so his work on the ground complete. Hodor is teleported into the reservoir of the governor's palace and can already hear the attempts of the tiny men of the governor's security force attempting to blast and bang their way through the door.
I'm going to. How many men do you think can would I know would it take? Would be attacking the other? Am I on the other side of the door with everybody else, or am I?
Yeah, you're with everybody else, unless you
Alright.
specifically wanted otherwise.
Also, how big is this reservoir area, like, meter-wise?
Meter, like the entire reservoir area?
Yeah.
What's Latin for fuck huge?
Oh, good. That means we can mostly keep most everyone out of my way if they got through and I wanted to lidless stare them.
Yeah, there was enough space here to install a starship component and have plenty of space. So yeah, you definitely have space galore for whatever you would want to use space for.
It wants cover, but otherwise, Hodor and I are pretty good frontline.
All right. Yeah. No, I'm going to set myself up right in front of the door. As soon as they get the door open, I'm punching the first. Can I ready an action to punch?
I believe you can, as long as the person would be, within punch range.
It's going to be like that gif with the mantis.
Yep.
Just know not to turn back, Hodor, or your eyes might bleed from their sockets.
Hodor will not look.
You were warned.
Hodor is not so easy to mindfuck. I have like psychic resistances from my background.
Oh yeah, you do have psychic power resistances, don't you?
Oh, good. That'll make things easier. And it will, prepare, but she'll get herself some cover from casks first.
Right. Though, quickly, what is Romeo's next action in the dogfighting taking place around the palace spire.
Yeah, if you don't mind moving everything to the left. Perfect. 4 meters. 4 meters. 8. $12. And then 2. The range on these things is 2. All right. I'm gonna. So that's a move right now. I'm gonna jink again. That's pretty good. So that's 2 successes. 2 successes.
Alright, and are you not able to open fire on this turn?
No, he's too far away. It has to be within 2 AUs for side cannons, and he's way farther than 2 AUs.
Right.
So are we teamed up with the?
An AU is 93 million miles.
Are we teamed up with that psycho woman?
No.
Is she fighting us?
Uh,
She
possibly.
just went off to do her own thing. We don't know if she's on the other side of the door, but yeah. Or I assume we would know. We hacked into the area around here. Were there any cameras or anything?
You don't have a consistent feed from them.
Also, an AU is about 200 meters. I think you're thinking of VUs.
And now
which
astronomical units are the distance from Earth to the Sun.
Oh no, it's air units. It's like a
Oh.
convenient thing. All the things right now are in AUs, so it's within 2 squares for side cannons and within 5 squares for forward-facing cannons.
Okay.
Yeah. There's basically
Different AU.
Yeah, there's 3 distance categories in Rogue Trader. One for when you're on foot, one for when you're in the air, one for when you're in space. Romeo is currently operating on that air-based one, which 2 is a crazy short range compared to the interceptor ranges. Yeah, shortest they have is 6. Those missiles operate at 750.
Holy shit.
So at any point that you are within the right facing, they can try to missile you, basically.
Yeah, at any point they end their turn with the right facing.
Yeah.
But also jink and dodge.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, so that was Romeo's go. That was what it did. They're not within firing range. He made a big leap. That was cool.
Damn, the dice are not being kind to the enemy pilots.
Is Donovan power armor?
Pardon?
No, she was in her outfit from the palace, unless they have any in the thing. But
Could I have teleported down carrying a set of power armor for Denov?
Denev has an energy projector just like you do.
Yeah, but it's not as good.
Dude, it's still really good.
Yeah, but she has a bad habit of getting shot. Every time we fight. So I
Also,
thought maybe
I think you did all the ship's movements like it was facing the opposite way.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought the red dot was at its back, not its side.
Cool. Oh, can you just like control Z stuff?
Apparently, yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that at the time, but yeah.
Although you went too far.
So I did.
Control Y? That's redo sometimes.
Yeah, no, trying that, not working. You just pop yourself back where you were.
If I remember where I was. I'm gonna say I was somewhere like
Your facing is more important.
I was somewhere here-ish. It's facing this way.
Okay. Relative to the enemy craft.
Yeah, relative to the enemy craft.
Okay, and this was its facing, right? As far as I called it, was still its facing.
Yeah, you were definitely you definitely had to fly away.
Yeah. And they failed their check to be able to do anything other than their regular tactical movement speed.
That still might be good though. They still might be able to get a fire off.
Yes, they are.
Ugh, jerks. They're taking a -20 because Jink.
Yep, Jink. Holy crap! Something. I think something might have actually hit Romeo. Well, theoretically.
I'm
Miracle.
dodging it. I'm dodging it. That is 0 degrees of success. So if they got more than one hit, I take the other ones, but I do negate one hit.
Is it even? Oh, it is twin linked.
So if he got one success, that means that he got 2.
Right. So yeah, he did get 2 successes on that firing attempt then.
So I take one hit.
Oof. Might be a little rough there. Owen, may as well see if you get hit by a missile. You do not get hit by a missile. But you do get hit by a las cannon blast.
Doesn't sound pretty.
No.
Doesn't sound nice.
One thing it distinctly is not is pretty or nice.
Nice. Pretty.
Yeah, those are the things, neither of which it is. And that is pen 10.
10-10?
Pen 10.
Alright, so it's like my armor is 25 then. Because I think you're hitting from the side from here, right?
Assuming your facing is correctly what it appears to be.
Then, yeah. So I take 7 damage.
Okay, 7 structural integrity down on the gun cutter.
38 to go.
Okay. Meanwhile, those of you inside, there's a large sparking on the seam of the door. It seems as if they are attempting to weld through, forcibly bypass the door. Verily, someone on the other side of that door still has the presence of mind necessary to operate a welding torch.
Oh boy.
Captain, do you have any more of your servo skills to deal with that? Just in case.
I do have 2 left.
Alright, you'd only used 1 to distract those guards, so you still have 2 carrying your cape. It is a cape, right?
Yes.
Right.
Isn't it the bladed cape thing? The Xeno bladed cape?
That.
Oh.
No, it's designed to be so long that it would drag along the ground to justify having the servo skulls carrying it.
Okay.
God, these rolls.
And Hodor. Relevant for you because you are right up there against the door, waiting for some dude that you can punch in the face. Your face punch.
I'm kind of beside the door. Like I'm not like facing the door. I'm kind of like beside the door. So like when it opens up, I punch the first person through it.
Okay. It is a very large door.
Yeah, but I could probably make it all the way across in one turn.
I think a reserved action doesn't include move.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm beside the door. I'm not
Okay.
right behind it in case it gets blown back.
Oh, that actually wasn't the matter. It was in relation to it all.
Okay, well, yeah.
But yeah,
No.
off the side of the door. Completely reasonable. Yeah, so the door begins to crack just a bit. There's a small just enough that someone's head is visible, beginning to raise their rifle through the momentary hole created as the other people attempt to bisect the door. Initiatives for those of you who are sitting in that room.
Okay. Do I still need to roll initiative or? Yeah.
Well, yes, just because, combat initiative is going to be relevant one way or the other. Where's the hood? It's lingering here somewhere, taunting me. Hodor, you have too much initiative. Stop it.
Hodor is very fast when Hodor wants to be. Very misleading.
Such initiative. Much face punch.
There's also two of him on the town order.
Weird. Why? I only see one of me.
For me, there's two.
Huh, I don't see any of you on the turn order, much less two of you.
Oh, well, they're all everyone.
I see two Hodor too.
Actually, except for
Really?
me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there are two of me. Let me delete it.
Oh, yeah, there are two Hodor. There. Only one Hodor now.
You gotta put me on it as well.
Yep, getting you on there. Okay, what was your initiative there? 11. Gotcha. And descending, there we go. Okay, I guess technically it is Hodor's turn first.
Oh well, I got a ready action. So,
Right.
is there a map for this, or are we on the?
That is the somewhat confusing thing. There's technically two combats taking place. It would necessitate two different maps.
I'm sorry, I don't want to make you do too much work.
But it's something that I sincerely doubt we're going to be completely finished with this by the end of the session. It'll be prepped for next session. But don't presently have right now.
Okay.
But suffice to say, Hodor is off to the side of the door. The door is several squares wide. You need to move at least 3 meters to get to the center of the door.
Yeah, no. I'm running it beside the door because I don't know if it's gonna blow the door back or not.
Right, gotcha. Thaddeus, you have your sniper rifle. There's at least one dude visible. It'd be kind of a hard shot because it's a small aperture in the door.
Sure. Well, it's a half aim shot anyway, so should be okay, I think. I actually remember what all that is. Been a while since we've done combat.
I don't recall what all of your bonuses
like
are, but I know they're absolutely absurd. Since it's an accurate gun and you're doing a half aim.
Oh shit, yeah. What was that giving me? An extra 10? I have to look in the book.
I've got it right here. Yes, an additional 10, so plus 20 total from that.
Cool.
plus your other associated bonuses. You've got at least 10 from the distance right now.
Oh, so that's 30 then.
So 30 total plus whatever additional things
Wait.
you might have. I can't recall what other bonuses you had.
I don't think I have bonuses to shooting.
Okay, but I assume that is at least a success. The question is how much of one.
Many.
Uh,
Like
Is-
90 is my base roll, like that I have to.
right. So basically, the question is it at least 4 degrees?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then you get 2 extra d10s.
Do you know how much damage a rifle does base? Like
Yes, I do. That is 1d10 plus 3. So that would be 3d10
9.
plus 3 plus whatever your special assassin doodad is.
My ballistic shield 10 space. Wow, pretty bad, considering.
Yeah, all things considered, that's not great. So on a minor NPC, that's not terrible either.
No.
He does still seem to be alive, though, albeit not in great shape.
Did I get to see what it was, or was it just like a gun?
The thing you shot?
Mm-hmm.
You basically shot the upper body of a guy who was just barely starting to become visible as the doors coming open.
Did he look like a guard?
Oh, yes, definitely. He does look like one of the palace guards.
No.
The fuck is that?
I'm pretty sure we're all gonna die. That's what that was. That was Moon Hitler.
No, something just smashed in my house.
Okay.
Oh, my internet window's closed? Okay.
Well, we still hear you, so it's not a deeper internet issue. Okay, so a guy gets hit with a very well-placed las shot, and there is quite a bit of disgruntled and shouts of shock and awe from the other side of the door.
I will never have to reload this gun. It's got fucking 40 clips for a sniper rifle.
That is pretty crazy. Though you can get hotshot las packs, which severely reduce that but greatly increase the damage in pen.
I need some of those.
I think it makes it a single shot rifle, but good for one big shot.
I can get rapid reload, so it's not that big a deal.
All right. Does anybody walk through into Hodor's?
No, they haven't fully gotten the door open yet. It's just been opened enough for gunshots to be fired through the opening.
Oh, I'm gonna
Would
go
I
in
have been
front
able
of.
to see anybody to lidless stare them readied?
Yes, theoretically there are some people through that doorway. Not as many as there could be, since the door is only open a bit. Basically, think the Death Star doors that open down to sort of a square, and that's partially open to that square, but not open yet.
So would that have been part of the readied action then, if not?
Just hit the first people you see with a little stare.
Put the fear of the warp into them. Plus, if they get stunned, then they're blocking the door for everybody else.
Yeah, true. At least for the smaller aperture part for the time being. Do your willpower check to make sure you don't bugger up the little stare.
Nope.
Guess what you didn't bugger up? You still take 1 level of fatigue, though.
There's a really cool navigator power I saw, which is basically you got a flamethrower, but through navigator power.
Which one's that?
It's in one of the other books.
I really need to see the other books, because I've only been looking.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you should do.
Are you sure it was Navigator and not Psyker?
I'm pretty sure it's navigator.
I mean, I wouldn't be. But I know there's Psyker stuff that does that.
Yeah, so I remember I was looking for. Well, I was just looking up for psychic stuff.
Especially Orc. Pretty sure Orc weird boys can just vomit fire.
Nice.
It might be like rogue psychic stuff, but there's no real fire
It's
astropath.
Immolate the Soul, it's called. It's in,
Ah.
it's in Into the Storm.
Right. But okay, yeah, so, like, roll a 1d10. That is definitely a successful lidless stare.
It's 1d10 plus willpower thing, right? Yeah, willpower bonus. Cool. Well, fact could be better, but
Yeah, well, you do hear a number of screeches and screams from the other side of the door.
It can't be reduced.
all
by
those
toughness.
people are stunned for a round, so have fun with that.
Yeah. Yeah, notably the dude who took a nice big las blast to the chest from Thaddeus, he crumples to his knees, and the only part of him that's visible is his head just barely peeking up into the open doorway, with smoke coiling up from his eye sockets. Hey, Captain!
So currently my view of the attacking forces is limited to one smoking eye-socketed head.
And a mishmash of half-glimpsed forms milling about beyond the aperture.
Try talking to them. Or throw in hallucination grenade.
I don't know if my aim's good enough to get one through the hole that's available. Pardon?
Can't you just fly servo? Can't you just command a servo skull to fly in there?
That is a thing you can do.
In fact, it's the thing I'm going to do. Excellent suggestion.
Just make it far back enough that Hodor's not caught in it.
Yeah.
Yes. Through the door and then seek out the biggest cluster of them and detonate there.
Surges on ahead. It is more than small enough to fit through the little aperture in the door.
Can I just say I love grenades that are smart enough to do their own targeting?
That's the entire idea behind smart missiles in general. Although the orc solution to the problem is somewhat similar to yours.
Huh, I thought the orc solution would be more DACA.
No, the orc solution is put a Gretchen into a pilot seat, tell them they're going to get a lot of really great rewards as long as they manage to land their little ship on the enemy ship.
Speaking of which, how's Splack been doing?
Oh man, Splack's part of this plan has been so amazing, you have no idea. He has a little James Bond tuxedo. He's doing crazy shit all over the palace.
Sweet. That's our
And then he'd reach
Splack.
great heights.
He's the real reason all the guards were panicking and running around now that the palace is dropping.
Well, the panicking probably has far more to do with a hallucinogenic chemical weapons attack.
Oh, did we get XP for last session? I'm sorry. Or are you
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that again?
340 total between last session and the session before.
Okay.
Then I really need some of these powers from Into the Storm. They are gruesome in the best ways.
I apparently do.
And there's also the Navis Primer as well. Don't forget the Navis Primer.
I've not read it.
Well, that's not surprising. It exists exclusively for navigators and astropaths.
340? That's such a weird number of XP.
That's 170 and 170.
Okay.
The hallucinogen grenades were a great idea.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
you did
now,
unleash a bunch of hallucinogen grenades on a party explicitly full of amoral psychopaths and opportunists.
yeah, and now they gotta, but they still gotta make toughness checks to see if they succumb to it at all.
They do, but just from sheer numbers.
True.
Yeah, remember how they didn't check us for weapons when we came in? I doubt we were that special. So yeah, probably everyone up there is packing, and then everything went nuts.
And even those who, successfully avoid the effects of the hallucinogen still have to deal with the people who didn't. But okay, so at the very least, the Cerberus Soul's turn is basically brushing up there. Functionally speaking, it's basically doing a full turn sprinting thing.
Okay, well, presumably directing that in there was my action. If not, I'm going to ready a shot over the barrels, waiting for the doors to open properly, so I've got a good shot.
Right. And Gaius, anything in particular that you're prepping for when the doors eventually open and theoretical hell is unleashed?
I do have the ability to shoot things still, right?
You do possess a fire arm.
Did you bring your grapple hook or no?
I'm gonna say I left Ethan Hawke at home.
You're
Just,
calling it
he
Ethan
would
Hawke
stand
now.
out. I'm calling him Ethan Hawke now.
Aw, so not Jimmy Talon?
I'm gonna alternate between the two of them arbitrarily. Yeah, I'm going to prepare my firearm for whatever comes through that door.
Okay, so first thing you see... Wait, which firearm do you have? Do you just have your melta-gun, or did you have another thing as well? I can't recall.
I had another thing as well, but I'm happy with the melta-gun.
The melta-gun is just really short range, is the only matter with the melta-gun.
And about how far from the door are we?
Well, you could potentially be as close as you need to be for the melta-gun. That would just put you really close. Since you guys did have time to set up cover with the casks and whatnot.
In that case, yeah, I'd like to be close range with the melta-gun.
Okay, so you are set up at melta-gun ranges. The odds are exceptionally good that anything that steps through will be incinerated if you hit it.
Excellent.
Or at least have, a big molten-y hole through it.
That's the plan.
Oh, right. And I'm taking all this down as well. Okay, what other turns are left on the roster? Okay. Let's do one last spurt with Romeo here.
Yep.
Yes, so one last exchange of fire with Romeo and the fighter. I think we can break, and next session we'll come back with battle maps laid out.
Cool. So I already did my movement and all that. I've got a 10. I've jinked with one success, so it takes -10. But otherwise, just his movement.
Okay, and you're not in a firing angle for any of your guns, or firing angle and range at least?
No, range is way too far out.
I think we found the one disadvantage of the gun cutter.
Yeah, speed sucks.
Well, and range.
I mean, if it had decent speed, it can make up for the range, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the main cannon it has is still really good, and if you can get in the front, the problem is getting in the front.
Did we lose someone again?
No, I'm still here.
Oh. Huh, weird.
To hopefully no surprise, it's me.
Oh, yeah, I expected to see you gone. No, in this case, for some reason, it's, even though Jigo was not part of the call in the first place, it's noting a failed call on him all of a sudden. Whatever.
Weird.
Yeah. Oh, wow, okay, the interceptors just barely got Romeo within its sights. And that is an abysmal failure. Wait, checking if that is even in goddamn range. Okay, so we are far more interested in... Good lord, the dice don't like anyone, NPC or PC.
Nothing is going to happen.
Okay, yeah, the enemy fighter really isn't getting anything under a 69.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, so the enemy fighter, again, well, the enemy fighter squadron fighting against your squadron successfully unleashes a volley, but a bunch of missiles just kind of fly into places. There's probably a ton of collateral damage going on right now.
Both of our guys are really good pilots. That's all I'm saying. Bad marksmen, but good pilots. That's what I
Yeah, there you
imagine.
go.
They're not
Yeah.
even very good pilots, the guys who are in these interceptors.
Shh, don't tell Romeo that.
I mean, he's rolling like crap, so yeah.
But okay. So, pausing it there because I'm going to
Damn
set
it.
up battle maps for next time.
Damn it. Ah.
Opening next time, Romeo will be engaged in air combat around the spire of the palace, and the rest of you will be facing down whatever numbers are actually coming through that door, who haven't had their souls sucked out through their eye sockets by Denov, or been shot in the face by Thaddeus.
I didn't even get to use any of my fate points tonight.
Don't forget punched if they get through theirs.
Yes.
Yeah, and if they get through, they immediately get punched.
Yes. The ones at Hodor's edge of the door, at least.
Yeah.
Unless it's Hodor's turn, in which case he can just fucking charge anyone anywhere.
How do you get navigator powers? Because it doesn't seem to be through XP.
It's on level up. You can choose to get one.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So they're more like important then.
Yeah, you buy them like talents. I think they're 200 XP apiece.
Yeah.
And then whenever you get one, you have to roll a toughness test to see if you get a navigator mutation.
Yep.
Oh. Because of the astropath powers, there's a flat cost for it, but in the navigator section, it doesn't tell me there's a cost.
Yeah, it's not in the navigator section. It's on the level up ranks for the navigator itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They are incredible, though.
Yeah, it's just 200 to either get a new power or upgrade an existing one to a higher level.
There's one where you just annihilate everything within 15 meters of you. You could end up doing like 5d10 plus your willpower bonus to everything within 15 feet or meters
Which book was that?
into the storm.
In the storm still? Which power?
Scourge of the Red Tide.
Damn, which page is that?
191.
All right, I'm gonna head off, guys.
See you, man.
Yeah.
Night. Actually, I think I'm gonna head out too.
Yeah, see you later, man.
Night, guys.
Good night.
Flesh is seared to the bone. The vital fluids boil away as the victim's soul is consumed in the attack. So powerful, this energy, it can distort, even damage physical matter.
Woohoo.
Or there's also one where it's just like a whip quick blast of energy that immediately shears flesh from bone.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever seen the navigator powers that were in the Into the Storm. I'd only seen the ones in. Can't remember if they had any in Hostile Acquisitions, but the core and Navis Primer.
Yeah, I haven't seen neither the Navis Primer until now or this one. I'm gonna download it now.
There's one okay one, which is quite nice. It's one that reduces fatigue levels.
The Navis Primer actually has shit like, like advanced prestige class stuff for navigators. Although I think most of it's like
Wow.
alternate level 1 stuff. So
It's sad though too, because I want to actually like upgrade the powers I already have too, but that takes up the thing too. I think.
Yeah. But yeah, like, Josh, where you're seeing where it says like adept, master, etc. Novice, adept, master on the navigator powers. The novice level is what you get when you first spend your 200 XP. But alright, I have a couple other things to wrap up tonight with my schoolwork. I will see you guys back on Tuesday.